That's me, Dick Strawbridge, my darling wife Angel, and our two beautiful children. Nearly 3 years ago, we upped sticks for a whole new life in France and bought this magnificent chateau. We've been doing it up ever since.
Oh, baby, you're so strong.
Turns out we're not the only ones.
Oh, yeah.
Oops.
Dozens of Brits are taking the plunge to rescue these stunning buildings.
What amazing colours.
We need to get on top of it, get on top of the goats.
In this series, we'll reveal more on how we're running our chateau as a business.
Oh. Back on dry land.
I'm still finding things that I haven't seen.
And we'll help these daring families run theirs.
Here's to the meeting of two like-minded couples.
Cheers.
Cheers.
As they face the highs...
I'm absolutely terrified.
...and lows.
It's extremely expensive. It's financial suicide.
...of running these gorgeous buildings as everything from B&Bs to beautiful wedding venues.
Owning a chateau isn't glamorous. Anyone who thinks it is delusional.
Today, when two new parents face a mammoth task trying to get their chateau ready for the holiday season...
I don't know if we can get everything done in time.
They call in support.
I was up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I didn't realise I was going to be moving paving slab all day.
Or at least they thought they had.
We don't actually know if he's ever really done a full day's work in his life before.
One chateau couple gambles everything on a new menu for their guests.
It's not going fantastically well.
But things start to get heated.
It's really cold.
And when I get the call to help one woman search for some buried chateau booty...
Dick, come and find the treasure for me.
We find ourselves a bit tangled up.
You want to go further in?
I'm in the trees.
Hold on.
This is the beautiful Chateau de Debinyak. It was built in 1560, and it's run as a B&B by Patrick.
Put all these down here.
And his wife, Colette.
So the place we call home is over 500 years old, and we're the 5th family to live here, and it's been partly destroyed by fire twice.
Located in the Limousin region of France, it has 4 suites and a couple of cottages for rent within the massive 36-acre grounds.
The grounds that we have here are about the same size as the park I used to take the kids to when we lived in London.
Colette loves everything about her chateau, except for one thing, her kitchen.
We've been discussing the new kitchen for about 14 years. When that will happen, I don't know. Hopefully...
You promised me this autumn.
Hopefully the end of this year.
We don't ever make a fortune here, but what happens is any money we make during the season gets put back into the house. If we have a good summer season, then it'll be the kitchen, is hopefully how it will work.
And a new kitchen will make it easier to create the dinners Colette makes for her guests.
We didn't envisage that the food would be such a large part of the way we run things and the way people enjoy the place. People just would want dinner all the time, every night, whenever it was on offer.
I think that the meals in the evening are what makes the whole place gel.
Today, Colette is shopping for the ingredients for a 5-course meal for the 8 guests staying at the chateau this evening.
I bought 3 quails to do a quail sauce.
And she's decided to take a risk by serving a whole new menu.
It's all Limousin beef. You couldn't ask anyone what they serve other than Limousin. They think you're insulting their mother.
She's hoping the new dishes will help her to cater for more people at the chateau. That might pay for her much-longed-for new kitchen.
Et vous pouvez faire quelques girolles? And she's just making little flowers out of cheese, and you have them for aperitif, and it's delicious. With a nice glass of wine, obviously.
But if it doesn't go to plan, it could put her reputation at risk.
Bonne journée, et merci.
Bonne journée. Au revoir.
275 miles north is a lovely old building called Le Vieux Chateau. It's owned by retired vet Donna McDougall from Norfolk.
I just love every minute of living here. Maybe I'm just getting older, but the slower pace of life is lovely.
It lies in the centre of Normandy in northern France, and Donna runs it as a B&B, renting out 4 bedrooms and cooking the guests breakfast throughout the summer.
It works beautifully as a business because it's big enough for guests to come and for me to live my own private life. It's great meeting people who come to stay.
Last year, Donna received a visit from an elderly gentleman who had lived near the chateau when he was a young man in the 1930s.
He told me that it had been used as a private museum for a vast collection of medieval armour that the owner had inherited from his ancestors. I was pretty amazed about this.
But that's not all he had seen. He claimed to have been here in the summer of 1940, during the Second World War, when the Nazis seized control of Normandy as they swept across France. But what happened to all that armour?
I asked what happened when the Germans arrived, and he proceeded to tell me that rather than let the Germans use it or take it, they put it into 20 wooden crates and hid it in the lake. I wasn't expecting that. He said that he was here when they boxed everything up into about 20 boxes and they put it in the lake. And I stupidly didn't ask where.
Shortly after his visit to Donna, the man sadly passed away. So now all she's left with is the tantalising possibility that a huge and highly valuable hoard of medieval armour and weaponry is lying at the bottom of her lake.
At first I just thought, my God, this is extraordinary, that we might still have a whole lot of medieval armour in the lake. And my next thought was, I'm not sure how we're ever going to find it or get it out.
So she's confident that the treasure is still down there somewhere, and she's turned to yours truly to give her a hand.
I can't think of anyone better placed to try and find this. I have no idea how he's going to do it, but I can't wait to see. So, good luck, Dick.
Come and find the treasure for me.
Don't worry, Donna, I'm on my way. Everyone we know with a chateau thinks there's treasure there somewhere. That includes us. Sadly, most of it's just wishful thinking. However, Donna, she's so excited. She's so absolutely sure there's something there that she's convinced me. I'm very excited about today. This should be fun. This is the splendid Chateau Montiel. Built in the mid-19th century, it has 20 rooms in total. Set in 6.5 acres of land, it's the home of Englishman Tim and his wife Chris, who's from the Philippines. Oh, and now, newborn baby Owen too.
This is our forever home.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
We can't imagine ourselves living elsewhere.
No, it's perfect.
Located in the Dordogne in southwest France, they bought the rundown pile for around £380,000 with the help of Tim's parents, who now live in an outbuilding on the property. After 2 hard years of renovation, they opened as a boutique B&B, 2 double rooms and 2 suites. But they're not making any profit, and so this year they need to expand.
Our main tasks at the moment are completely renovating the attic space to create a new family suite.
They've estimated the new suite could bring in about £15,000 per season.
Although we've got an extra mouth to feed now. Hopefully this year is a really good year for us, and then next year that should be our first profitable year. Yeah.
But the start of the new summer season is fast approaching.
I've got 7 weeks to go and it's all got to be finished. Bring it on.
So Tim needs to get a move on. First job in the attic, replacing the old wiring.
So I'll pull this old ceiling down, get all the old plaster off and all the wood down, and we can run the electrics and drop over so we can get some light switches in, and then make it look nice and new. Touch wood, it doesn't look like there's actually anything wrong up here. I was worried that I might find a few rotten beams and maybe a few shifted slates. Yeah, nice and clean and baby-friendly.
Yeah, right. Optimistic Tim might be pleased.
Done.
But this is only phase 1. With just 7 weeks until the first guests arrive, Chris is feeling the pressure.
Yeah, it's quite complicated at the moment because we've got this little bundle of joy and got to get it all done and ready.
Tim is going to have to work pretty fast. He needs to get the new suite finished by the beginning of the season. If he doesn't, and the place looks like a bomb site, he'll not only lose the new bookings, it could affect the existing bookings for the other suites in the chateau.
It's quite nerve-wracking for us because we might not get it ready on time.
Just over 100 miles north of Tim and Chris, at Chateau de Debinyak, Colette has started work on her ambitious new menu for tonight's dinner.
So we do 5 courses. We include aperitifs and wine and coffee, and that's €45 per head.
Sounds like a bargain. 5 courses for around 40 quid. But tonight's meal is a risk. She's never cooked it before.
You know, what's the point of everything being the same and, yeah.
Colette wants to expand Chateau de Dibinyak's menu to attract more guests, earn more money, and buy herself a brand new kitchen.
So the kitchen is...
The kitchen is terrible. It's tiny, it's poorly organised, and everything is made of concrete. So we do have a project which has been around for quite some time to redo the kitchen.
And logistically, in that tiny kitchen, it's extremely difficult. I think even if it wasn't in a tiny kitchen, logistically, it's quite challenging. So, yes, I do feel a lot of pressure. Come on, come on.
She's been cooking for about 3 hours. There's just 2 hours until aperitifs are served.
So the menu tonight is, for snacks, we're doing the girole that we got from the cheese lady. Then I'll probably do a baked camembert. And then for the starter, we've got pasta with quail's egg sauce. For the small course, spinach and creme fraiche and a quail's egg. For the main, there's a beef daube, so it's a very country beef casserole. And then, obviously, cheese. And then, last but not least, the berry mousse cake.
So far, everything has gone to plan.
Sometimes I get stressed when I get behind.
But when running a chateau business at the same time as being head chef, there's always distractions, and today is no different.
OK, well, thank you. We'll look forward to meeting you on Monday.
And then there are Colette's 2 children to look after. Agnes...
Can you stop leaving tissues all over the place in this, please?
And Gilberto.
Oh.
Get second, you won't.
Colette needs to stay focused if she wants to finish the dinner on time. Back in Normandy at Le Vieux Chateau, Donna's convinced that there's a hoard of treasure lurking somewhere at the bottom of her lake.
Hopefully, somewhere along here are 20 boxes of pristine medieval armour, I hope.
She's been told that the armour was dumped in the lake in 1940 to prevent it being stolen by the Nazi invaders.
There's a lot of silt in this lake, probably more than there was 70 years ago. So we could just find rusty bits of rubbish, or we could find beautifully protected armour because it's been covered in silt and hasn't had any oxygen. So it's not going to rust, I hope. Anyway, can't wait.
I've come to help her look for it, and I've brought my little boat because I've got a sneaky feeling we're going to need it.
Very, very peaceful, and so much older than our chateau. So much older, it's gorgeous. Hiya!
Hello, bonjour.
This place is absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you.
How lovely to meet you. Just looks like there's so much history here.
Oh, I think there is, yeah. There is a lot of history here. It's an old, old chateau, this one.
Today, we were interested in more recent history.
So the Germans during the Second World War, what were they doing here?
They were living here. They came pretty quickly across from Paris to Normandy, and this was occupied.
Right, the Germans coming, the locals will have known, and hiding your treasures, your secrets. It must have been done at a gallop.
And the walls were filled with a massive private collection of medieval armour. And I don't think they wanted the Germans to have any use of a medieval sword or mace or anything else. So they decided to put them in boxes, about 20 boxes, and hide them from the Germans in the lake.
The lake is much bigger than I expected. Have you any idea where it would be?
I don't know where it is at all.
Okay.
Come with me and we'll have a look.
I really hope Donna can narrow our search down, because this lake's much bigger than a football pitch.
I'm looking at this place and thinking, where do we start?
If I was living here and I had a collection of medieval armour, I would put it at the deepest end of the lake.
Which is not
Which
here.
is, it's the opposite end. That end's the deepest, and it's the most accessible. So I am guessing, if I was in their position, that's where I'd put it.
If I get the boat down here,
Yes.
yeah, we're going to make our way to start down the far end?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the most likely place.
yeah.
Let's go and...
Let's
you know what?
do everything.
Let's get started.
As well as my boat, I've brought along a metal detector. But there's about 4 feet of silt at the bottom of the lake. So if the treasure's sunk beneath that, we've got a real challenge on our hands detecting it.
I so hope we can actually detect it, see that it is there. Because, wow. Treasure in your lake, hello? Every boy's dream. I want armour in my boat.
Donna's told me the lake's actually pretty shallow.
Can't stay in the middle of the boat.
Even at its deepest, it's not much more than 1 metre deep.
It's not going to sink, is it, with me at this top
Well, that's
end?
why I put you on.
I'm quite heavy.
Yeah. Hello? Sorry. Do you think?
Yeah.
We are launching at the shallow end, but I'm sure my little boat can take it.
It's rocky. It's not just silt. So there's a bit... Getting out of this first bit's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
You ready for it?
Yeah?
You'll go and find some treasure.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
It's a bit like swallows and Amazons at the moment.
It is, which is every schoolboy's dream, isn't it? Right. Right. I'm coming on board.
Yay!
Success at the first hurdle. Now all we've got to do is find the buried treasure.
Is that steep all right? Ooh.
Yes! This is a perfect place to be.
At Chateau de Debinyak, it's now just 2 hours before Colette needs to serve the first course of our brand new 5-course menu.
It's not going fantastically well.
It's part of a plan to expand her culinary repertoire and increase the reputation of Chateau de Debinyak as a location for fine dining. But it comes with a risk.
Well, I think you're only as good as the meal that you've just cooked. So that's a lot of pressure on me.
It's a difficult enough task, even without the distractions.
Ooh, really?
It's huge.
Is Daddy going to get rid of it for you now?
Son Gilberto has come in with a tick under his armpit.
They're outdoors all the time, so...
Ticks aren't very pleasant and can carry Lyme's disease. They need to be removed carefully without leaving any bits behind. Luckily, Dad Patrick knows what to do.
Okay, Roberto's come in here though. You'll need to sit at the end of the table where there's some light, okay?
It's a country thing, but they are kind of disgusting.
Oh, I can see its legs.
Don't move. Come on. Ready? Okay, it's out, but it's fallen down your... Okay, can you take off your T-shirt, please? Super carefully. That's the fella. Okay, just press that onto there. Okay, just hold it onto there.
Crisis over, Colette can focus on the dinner. But it's June here. Temperatures regularly hit the 30s. And as service looms, temperatures are rising in the kitchen.
In the summer, it gets horrendously hot. I spend most of my working, well, my breathing hours here, so it's horrible to be in when it's really beautiful outside.
At least Colette and Patrick have some help today from Elliot, a friend of the family.
So I guess we better get cracking then.
Patrick goes out to smooze the guests. And after checking everything is on course...
Everything, unless I've forgotten anything, is more or less ready.
He's joined by Colette.
Bonsoir. Have we all said cheers, by the way? Cheers and welcome to the newcomers. Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
We are in Loire Valley because my husband is from Loire Valley.
I'm from Hungary. I'm from Budapest.
Do you want to just pass those round, darling?
Little Gilberto serves the canapes.
They're called girolles. They're girolles. They're basically cheese. And they stick like a corkscrew in it. And they turn it and it just takes tiny shavings.
Then it's time for a baked camembert.
It's just so hot, I can't touch it.
But Patrick can't get it open.
Yeah, I think I gave him a bit of a hospital pass there, opening up. Anyone who can open it gets a prize.
Is it cheese, the prize?
Yeah, it is cheese.
Oh, well done.
Phew. While the guests enjoy their camembert, Colette and Patrick set up for dinner. Colette wants it to be perfect.
Could you get the shell plates for me, please?
You mean this size?
No, not those ones. You know, the normal ones that we use with the thing on the outside.
You said shell. Here's the shell one.
Not those ones.
I don't know which one.
Yes, you do.
Wave.
Yeah.
Not shell, then.
Do you want to do this instead? Okay. Just checking.
The pressure is on. There's just 5 minutes until the guests come in for their 5-course meal. I hope Colette's going to be ready. Back in the Dordogne, Chris is busy looking after newborn Owen as Tim tries to turn their attic into a luxury 2-bedroom suite. The bedrooms need finishing off and a new bathroom installing, but they're used to the hard graft.
Well, we inherited a very, very, very run-down, tired, worn-out building. The central heating system needed to be replaced. Plenty of walls and ceilings needed to be ripped out.
Plumbing.
Yeah, everything. You name it.
We've spent about 100,000 to renovate the house.
But now we've got to reinvest whatever we make to continue the renovations. The pot is empty and we've got to make money to spend money.
I know exactly how tough it is juggling children and building work. But throw a newborn into the mix and the job's even more of a challenge. Chris is obviously frustrated that she can't help out with any physical work while she's recovering from baby Owen's early arrival.
I'm really happy that he's here, but I'm also heartbroken that I can't do anything in the house.
This includes the gardening and vegetable patch, which are Chris's passions.
Hey, the rabbits got into that one.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the rabbits or the chickens.
But it's more than just a hobby. The vegetable patch plays a crucial role in keeping down some of the running costs of the B&B.
We offer dinner 2 or 3 times a week. Everything that we grow goes into that. Tomatoes, melons, pumpkins, courgettes, and it goes a huge way into keeping the costs down. But also, it tastes so much better as well.
Chris may have had to, very reluctantly, hand over the gardening gloves to Tim, but she's still the boss.
Where are you going to put the tomatoes?
Get them in here.
Oh, you need to work it first?
Yeah, I've got to get the weeds out, I know, get some compost in.
Whenever he does something that is not on my plan, it does irritate me a lot.
I thought instead of having 3 in each of these, we could put 4 in each of these.
Why is that?
Just bunch them up a bit.
No, I just put 3. He's not as thorough as I would have done it. But he's doing okay. He's on his knees. One more.
One more and then I can have
You'll
a beer.
be done.
Done.
Well, that's all our tomatoes planted. Hopefully in the summer we'll get a bumper crop and our guests will be happy.
But if they want a successful summer, Tim better finish the attic quickly, and he's determined to do it himself.
It equates to, I mean, it's 200 quid a day to get someone out to do stuff. I'm proud that I can look after my family, you know, and if anything crops up, I can, you know, Dad can get down and deal with it, and I can be an inspiration, you know.
Tim's a trained chef by trade. He's not a natural builder.
The only thing being a chef has come in handy for is plastering. So you mix the plaster so it's the consistency of buttercream, and then it's just like icing a cake. You know, you just have to, get it on and then come back round and smooth it out. And when I came to France, I couldn't wire a plug, essentially. The internet, online videos have taught me everything, really.
Whilst Tim is having a hard morning in the attic, Chris is busy with her first home midwife appointment.
Bonjour. Comment ça va?
Très bien.
Très bien.
I'm excited to know if he's gained weight.
I think so.
With money tight after the new arrival, Tim's always on the lookout for savings.
The skirting board is so expensive over here. I'm just using floorboarding, and I've bought some beading to go on top, and I'm just going to make my own imitation skirting.
But when it comes to wall plugs, it seems cutting corners is a false economy.
These are dreadful.
Downstairs, it's all toilet talk.
Have you cell? You know cell?
Oh, if he's poo-poo.
Yeah.
Yeah, more or less, yes, every time.
In the attic, Tim's decided to abandon the cheap wall plugs.
When I'm screwing these in, this is just going around inside and just chewing the thread, so there's no head anymore to screw into. They're just dreadful. So never buy bargains, and we'll do it with glue.
Working single-handedly and having to teach himself as he goes means even a simple task like skirting can take double the time. Time Tim hasn't got.
This room, I reckon we've got another week, and then that's this one done, which means I've got 6 weeks left to do the bathroom, corridor, other bedroom. Yeah, a lot of work.
I think Tim's optimism is starting to waver, and Chris is in no doubt about the challenge ahead.
It's really heartbreaking because I don't know if we can get everything done in time. We want to be able to earn enough income so that we can support our little family.
Facing such a huge challenge and all the constant demands of a newborn, Tim realises he needs some help.
It kind of dawned on me with all the day-to-day jobs that there's a lot of work still to do. So to make life easier, I've given my little brother Ben a ring, and he's managed to get a last-minute flight, and he's going to pop over and come and give me a hand with some of the more difficult stuff so that I'm not trying to do it all on my own, just so I've got an extra pair of hands and a bit of muscle.
I hope your brother's a hard grafter, Tim. He'll have to be, or I can't see this place being ready on time. I've travelled 150 miles north to Le Vieux Chateau in the heart of Normandy to help Brito and Donna hunt for some buried treasure. We're moving.
We are.
We're at sea. Treasure's there. She's been told that during the Second World War, a horde of medieval armour was hidden from the Nazis in this lake.
How deep is it here?
It's about a metre.
Okay, in fact, yeah, I just about touched the top of the silt. I think we should start here.
I've never used one of these things before, so...
Why don't you put them on?
Okay.
Put on the... Yeah. Good. We'll do sign language. Take control of the probe.
Okay.
And your hand goes over the top.
Ah. It's beeping. Oh.
That's the battery check.
Uh-huh.
For our best shot at finding the treasure, Donna needs to keep the end of the metal detector resting on top of the 4-foot-thick layer of silt at the bottom of the lake.
Right, so you're resting on the silt?
Yes.
I'm going to start trawling now. I'm going to start moving. We'll go over this way to begin with, because this is the area we're interested in.
I'm keen to check as wide an area of the lake as possible, but Donna's convinced the treasure would have been dumped over by the shoreline.
I mean, they wouldn't have got it out here.
True.
They wouldn't. I'm sure they wouldn't have put it in boats and put it here.
Let's search. We're going to work our way in there, okay?
All right, so I just keep the thing.
Yeah, keep it in the water, keep it in the water now, and you're listening for your beep. We're going into the trees, near the edge.
I just hope she doesn't want to go in too close, or we're going to get a face full of tree branch.
Here we go.
Right, anything at all?
No.
Still nothing?
No. Do you know, I think we need to go in here.
Sorry?
I think we need to go in here.
You want us to go in closer?
Yeah, please.
Okay, absolutely.
Whatever you say, Donna, you're the boss.
Are you swinging it around? What?
No, there's nothing. It's just all the trees.
You got me all excited there.
No, nothing yet.
Now we're really in a pickle.
Well, this is
We're
interesting.
very close to the edge here.
Yep.
Maybe we need to just go down there further.
Just go sideways through
Please,
the trees.
sir.
Go sideways through the trees. Right.
I am in the trees.
Right. Never mind the trees. Keep scanning. We're finding treasure.
Dick, can you go this way a little bit?
Yes. Which way? You want to go
This
further
way.
in?
This way.
We're in. Yeah. Hold on.
Oh!
What do you mean, oh? Oh's a bad noise.
No, it's the trees. Oh.
Oh, I thought we should go in the water. Oh.
Yeah.
I wonder if the people who dumped it here had as much trouble as we're having.
I think this is the area they would have put it because it's the most convenient area. It's the deepest part of the lake and it's the most convenient area from the house.
Donna's logic makes perfect sense, but we're just not getting any readings over here at all. Until suddenly...
Just about here. Just go back a little bit. There. I've got a noise here.
What?
I've got a noise here.
At Chateau de Debinyak, it's 8 p.m. and the diners are called to dinner.
It's a very strict seating pattern. Yeah. Right. Just sit down.
Boy, girl, I'd like to sit by you.
It's going to be a long night. Colette's already been cooking the kitchen for the last 5 hours. So after wishing each other good luck, the starter is served.
So, ladies and gents, for your starter, you have a quail ragout with piment d'Espelette spaghetti.
Colette waits for a report in the kitchen.
How are they doing for their starter?
They are enjoying it.
Okay, good. And they're
Consuming it, not especially quickly.
okay. So that's
So far, so good. Just time for a celebratory glass of wine. It seems to be going down well with the guests and the Burgos alike.
Have they got plates?
Colette's already moving on. An egg and spinach dish, topped off with creme fraiche and a quail's egg, is served next. Followed by the pièce de résistance, beef daube, a local casserole. Careful, it's hot.
Pretty hot.
What to tell you?
The dinner is in its closing stages. There are just 2 courses left.
It's that cheesy time of evening.
And when they look for the cheese,
The cheese is in the cupboard, is it?
I didn't.
no one can remember where it is.
I know nothing.
Will this dinner fall apart at the final hurdle? I'm at Le Vieux Chateau in the heart of Normandy, helping Donna McDougall search for some buried armour in her lake with a metal detector. And after nearly an hour searching with no results...
There. I've got a noise here.
What?
I've got a noise here. Come
You've got
back.
a noise?
Yeah.
Now this is promising.
There. Dick, can you just come a little bit forward?
Of course I can.
There. A definite noise.
You've got a
just
definite
here.
noise?
Yeah. Come a little bit. There. Definite. Oh! Come forward. Come forward.
I'm in the middle of a tree. What do we
So
go?
what?
Oh, I'm my oar.
Don't lose this position. Right here. That's it. That's it. Right there.
Hold on. Look. I'm coming in. Oh.
I don't want to lose this position. Quick, Dick,
Well,
put
find
those
it
on.
again. Hold on, you find it in the hole.
Put that. Ah!
Turn it.
No, you need to put these on.
Okay. Move it around. There. Yep. Hold on. Hold it there. Don't. Stick a stick in, girl. Stick a stick in.
It's just here.
That's very strong. That's definitely something, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Well, make sure that stick doesn't move.
It's exciting for sure, but that's just one small spot. There's supposed to be 20 crates of treasure in here.
Just go as far to the left and right as you can there.
So we're trying moving a little bit further up along the tree line.
Oh, another one here.
Just got another beep. That's all we got. We don't know yet, do we?
Another big beep here.
A big beep, really?
Yes! Deafening.
And a little further again.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
I can hear it. I can hear it through your earphones.
Listen.
Right. Just a few inches beneath us, there could lurk a vast hoard of buried medieval treasure.
Listen to that.
That's worth another explore, isn't it?
Look.
The detector is pinging all around this part of the lake. But how are we actually going to dig down through several meters of silt to find out what's there? We've got some thinking to do, that's for sure. And some hard work ahead, no doubt. Down in the Dordogne, Chef Tim and wife Chris are preparing to open their B&B for the summer season in just over a month's time. But the early arrival of baby Owen has thrown things into chaos.
Sleep or milk? What do you think he's ready for next?
Cry.
Cry. Diaper change.
With 2 guest suites, they desperately want to convert their attic into a 3rd suite so the business can start making a profit. But they're behind schedule.
Now that baby Owen's starting to grow, he's getting a lot crankier at night and wants a lot more milk and a lot less sleep. So we're starting to feel the strain.
It's not just the attic. There's a whole load of work that needs doing around the chateau before they open. Tim's been working single-handedly, but with the first guests arriving just over 4 weeks' time, he needs help.
Called in the cavalry. Uncle Ben's arriving from England to come and do some of the heavy lifting for me and meet his baby nephew for the first time, which we're all excited about.
Tim's mum, who lives in the chateau grounds, has picked him up from the airport.
Hi. How you doing?
Yeah, great, thank you. Hello.
How's it trip?
Yeah, great, thanks. Hello. How are you doing?
Tim hopes his little brother's help will get him back on track with the renovations. But I think his new nephew might be a bit of a distraction.
Oh. Your first little nephew, eh? With all his hair.
Yeah,
He's got loads of hair.
He's going to avoid the family curse.
Chris, he's wriggling too much. You might need to take him back.
Would you all like to come inside? Come on, Mum. Come and sit yourself down. Do you want a cup of tea?
Yeah. So what jobs do you want me to do?
We've got to move all the paving slabs in front of the barn and lay a terrace.
I was up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I didn't realise I was going to be moving paving slabs all day. I was planning on going canoeing and seeing my nephew whilst I was here.
Well, you've seen your nephew. Now you can make a start paving. After you've had your cup of tea.
The paving is for an all-new patio that will replace the existing tired terrace. A big job, so Dad Rob's been roped in too.
I've decided that I'm more suited to the skilled part of the work, so I'm going to be laying the pavers and they're going to be doing the donkey's work for me and bringing it round. You finished your tea?
Yeah.
You ready to go?
Not really.
Do you want to borrow my hat?
Definitely not.
Let's go. Before, it was just gravel, but the furniture we've got, the legs just sort of sink into it, and it's a bit rough. Luckily, I managed to find a guy locally that decided to get rid of his pool and had taken up all his paving, and all for, I don't know, 300 quid or whatever, you know.
He got himself a real bargain there. Brand new, these paving slabs could have cost £1,500 to cover a patio this size.
How did you learn to do this?
On the internet.
Yeah, I was going to say, it doesn't actually look like you know what you're doing, to be honest. Don't people have to eat their dinners off it, though?
No, we give them tables and plates.
Oh, very funny, yeah. But my point is, if it's not level, like, peas are going to go rolling everywhere, aren't they?
Yeah, but it can't be perfectly level because the water's got to be able to run away from the house. And because we get such heavy rain, it's got to be a 25 mil drop every 1.5 metres, apparently.
One of the last jobs is to sweep loose sand between the slabs. This is essential to help secure the paving and stop it moving sideways.
Well, that's one more skill you've learnt.
It's not really a skill, sweeping. Well, I think that's me done. You don't actually know if he's ever really done a full day's work in his life before this, so this could well be taking it out on him. Bless him. With any luck, the last one.
Perfect.
It looks really nice. Daddy's done a really good job, look. And Uncle Ben too. Aren't you proud? Hey.
I'm actually really happy with it. Yeah. And another skill half mastered.
Well done, Tim. But you've still got a lot more to do before the chateau's ready for any guests. And it's starting to look like there's not enough hours in the day for you.
Working 24 hours a day now. If we're not changing nappies, we're plastering walls, or if we're not plastering walls, we're laying terraces. I'm running out of days now.
At Chateau de Debinyak, Patrick and Colette are about to serve the final course of their new experimental menu. They found the cheese, and the guests have been enjoying it. The night has been building to the climax. Colette's famous frozen berry mousse cake.
Everything could go wrong. I might drop it, it might look terrible.
After freezing it this morning, she's taken it out to thaw a little. But if it warms too much, it'll ruin. Patrick needs to serve it now.
It's going to start to melt if he doesn't get served soon.
But he's too busy schmoozing.
To be honest, all I really do is what you see me do here.
You do it rather well.
It makes me very, very motivated with a glass of wine in my hand.
So frustrating. Everything's ready to go. I'm really dying to serve dessert now, so before it starts to melt.
You're still having a fair chat.
OK. OK, I'm just going with it then.
Colette decides it's now or never for the frozen berry mousse cake.
OK, I might require your assistance here.
Patrick finally arrives to help.
Is it a three-man job?
Yes, possibly.
Hopefully in time before the cake defrosts too much.
You pull, it'll be a bit squishy.
OK. It's just that bit there that's not quite separated from the base. It's just a little bit. I can't move, that's why.
Well, you can't take your hand out.
I'm not taking my hand out. Go, 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 go. No? Yeah, that's good.
After 8 hours of cooking, it's all over. What did the guests think?
This is a tester.
Yeah, we're bringing all our friends back. I'm in awe. The food's great. But I've just really enjoyed it. I could do this more often.
Keep this up, and she'll get that new kitchen after all.
It's done. It's just great when an evening goes well and people are happy and they've eaten well and they get on together and all that stuff. So that's great. Even though you've got to get up for breakfast the next morning. That's not so great, but you know.
Next time, Donna and I battle to get access to the lakeside and start looking for that hidden armour.
That's one way to get the tree down.
And when we start digging, there's plenty to get us excited.
What is that? What is that?
While Tim and Chris rush to get their attic completed, they need furniture.
Would you let me have a rug as well and round it to 200? I've only got 200 with me, that's why.
And they need help.
Hopefully Ben's going to fly back in and give us a hand a couple of days before we open.
I've never agreed to that. I've never agreed to come back and do more work.
And my mother-in-law and I have our hands full making salamis.
Sausages always make me laugh. There's not a thing about making sausages that I don't find humorous.
This is me, Dick Strawbridge, my wife Angel, and our 2 children in our glorious French chateau.
We haven't ever regretted what we've done. It is so worth it.
We moved here 3 years ago to follow our dream of living life in our very own castle.
Oh my God!
But it's not been easy.
I think I'm a bit too old for this.
As dozens of other Brits know only too well.
Oops. Floor needs replacing as well.
Because it turns out we're not the only expats who have bought a French chateau.
Wow, absolutely love it.
25-year-old Bordeaux.
Motherload! In this series, we'll reveal how we're running our chateau as a business.
There's not a thing about making sausages that I don't find humorous.
I'm still finding things that I haven't seen.
And see how these daring Brits are running theirs.
Lovely to meet you. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. This place is done up.
As they face the ups.
Be stunning.
This is a rare moment, but I am genuinely at peace.
And downs.
It's a lot worse than it looks.
Of their new lives in these crumbling and magnificent buildings.
It is a bit of a fantasy, living in a French chateau. We might have a few problems on the way, but that's part of life, isn't it?
Yeah.
Today,
Hello!
Angel welcomes a fellow chateau owner to our home
Mwah. Mwah.
and bestows her with advice and gifts.
There you go. You have been knighted. Come in, please. Yes.
Preparations for a summer party are thrown into chaos.
The phone's already going with people asking us if we've cancelled.
A castle cellar's ancient secret is revealed.
Oh, yeah, I'll think about it.
A bumper booking causes problems.
Today we've got 14 people coming in to have 28 fried eggs.
And there's a big surprise for 2 chateau owners.
Oh, look. Oh, it sounds just like a baby.
Chateau de Humières is a crumbling 18th century castle being restored by British designer Nicole.
There's bits that still need to be filled and then sanded down, actually.
And her Belgium architect boyfriend, Stefan.
We took on the castle because it was a great challenge. You could call it an adventure, yeah?
We're lucky. Hectic, but lucky.
Stefan inherited the chateau, located in the Pays de Calais region of northern France, from his mother.
I owned the castle, the chateau, for a few years before I met Nicole. And this was after the death of my mother's. And 2015, we really started with, you came here for the first time.
That's when things properly kind of kicked off. Decided that we'd get involved and do this together.
They want to turn this place into a B&B.
We will be renting out parts of the chateau for people to stay in.
Holiday rentals.
But they need to generate income to renovate it. So we're planning to open a tea room in 4 weeks' time.
It needs to stop draining money.
Yeah.
It needs to be self-financing. That's our new adventure, how to make this self-financing.
It's just off a main road. And how many people did you say go, roughly?
It's about 2,800 cars passing through this village, 500 meters further, a day.
They were planning to lay a resin floor, but discovered there was no concrete layer under the current floor on which to lay it.
It's not even, really, as if we can say this will be phase 2 of the tea rooms, because that's the main entrance.
Now a revised quote has come in, including the cost of adding the solid concrete base.
So we've just had this email come through, which is like, oh gosh, is it really that expensive?
10 grand is too much. So we won't have an epoxy flooring. That's the verdict. It's come out of budget.
The resin floor's now out.
The flooring is only one of the jobs to get the 100 square metre hall ready on schedule.
We've got wallpaper planned for here. We're going to be doing painting still in here. We've still got to get the lintel on the fireplace. There's lots to do.
Finish the windows, finish the walls, finish the ceiling. So we have 4 weeks to turn everything over and to put the flooring in here. So we need to find a different solution and come up with one very quickly if we want to get it done in time.
We also have to decide whether we're going to dig this floor up and put underfloor heating on.
No, it's impossible. Taking it out will take us a week, pouring in the concrete. I mean, 4 days, 3 days. And then having it dry in 2 weeks' time is
So it
impossible.
could be that actually what we opt for now maybe is, well, we just paint it temporarily.
Yeah.
They've got some serious thinking to do.
What can you do? You know, you're in the middle of something. What do? Bail out halfway through that? You can't. You have to see it through.
So while they ponder, they tackle another job. Cleaning the facade of the chateau. It's the first thing that visitors will see, so it has to look great.
Clean out the gutter whilst we're up here.
Cool. Scared of heights? No, really not. I don't like it either.
Don't you?
I'm okay with it, but because I have to. Yeah, we reached it. Okay, so we're going to sand and stone, so we get back this nice white.
I like this
look
though.
of it.
I really like
that. So sorry. It has to go. It has to go.
Wait. It's really lovely there.
It has to go.
Why?
Come on, it's not nice. You have this nice white stone, and then you just clean.
It's really beautiful.
Oh my
Look
goodness.
at the colour of it. You should like it. It's orange. It's really lovely. When are we getting? Are we going to replace that soon?
No, it looks nice without glass. Of course, we leave it. No, it does.
It's got plastic there.
We just leave it because I mean, if you like this, we just leave it like that also there.
It's not funny.
Love you. But you do not see this from below.
Yes, you do.
You don't. Below, you only see a yellow stain. You think
all
like,
right, maybe. Okay.
A little bit.
Okay.
Nicole relents on the stonework's orange smudge, but wins on replacing the plastic window.
So when's the plan to replace the glass in
Actually,
here?
as soon as possible, but I never had a chance
Should
to
we
measure
measure it now?
Let's measure it straight away. It's a good idea. It's a quarter circle, 40 high. My goodness. Wow. I have to replace this piece of wood also. Okay, let's go down. You ready? Everything's measured? Yeah.
With the window to replace and stonework to sand down, the work to do here is just mounting up. Just under 80 miles northwest, at the rather more complete Chateau de Lys, the rental season is in full swing. Tim and Marguerite have owned the B&B for 4 years after spotting it on holiday.
I thought it was the nicest place I'd ever seen. It was unconditional. I just fell in love with it.
We loved it, and we decided on the spot to buy it, and I think we signed 2 days later.
Brit Tim retired his bass guitar from the successful Dutch band he'd been in for 26 years, and they moved to their new home here in the Picardy region of France.
When you've done all that, once you've got the glory of the whole rock and roll bit, what you're left with is actually the nicest thing is meeting people. With the Chateau, we get great people in here. We get some lovely, lovely guests.
They're busy during the summer months, but they still aren't bringing in enough cash.
The Chateau is, costs money. Of course it does.
Not just the cost of doing it up, but just the monthly costs.
That's quite a lot of maintenance to be done.
So the plans are to develop an upmarket caravan site.
Last weekend, if we'd have had these things in place, we would have earned another €1,000.
And lease out their gîtes to increase their income.
Basically, it's costing them €25,000, which is a one-off payment, and that gives you, for 25 years, that gives you 5 weeks.
Meanwhile, the usual B&B business at the Chateau needs to continue, and it takes up most of their time. And right now, they're preparing for 30 guests who'll be staying over the Easter weekend.
We take Easter very serious for a bunch of atheists. Lots of people coming in. It's a full chateau, and these are the last-minute preps before people turn up.
When it's Easter, you want to, make it festive. Everything nice and light colours. Just do a few things for our guests.
They've roped in daughter Donna, who's visiting from Holland, to help with the decorations.
It's quite an Eastery flower arrangement. Very Eastery colours.
And 9-year-old little brother Joe's sort of helping out too.
You think I should put them in? Okay, I'll put them in. Thank you, Joe, for your help.
Before the guests arrive, Tim's checking on a bee problem. It's been 2 weeks since he tried to get rid of a hive in one of the gîte's chimneys.
I must admit, it still gives me the willies climbing up this ladder.
The hive was deep in the chimney and impossible to move, so Tim had no choice but to destroy it.
In fact, I'm climbing up here without any protection as far as, beekeeping gear goes. So it does mean that I'm fairly confident that they're not going to be alive, so...
Tim blocked the entrance to the hive and is now checking if the bees have gone.
And the first thing I see is 2 bees. Score 1 for the bees. They're all going in a hole. They've made themselves a new hole. And the hive is still there, it's still functioning. And the only worry is that they're going to spot me, and then they're going to decide that I was the guy who ravaged their whole existence last time, and therefore they're going to attack me. But you have to admire them. It's completely brilliant. Not as active as it was, though. There's definitely a lot less bees than there used to be. I just need to get some more gunk and do it again, basically.
He has to fix the problem, otherwise they won't be able to lease the gîte through their new co-ownership scheme.
And to be honest, all I can realistically do is keep gunking. If I don't get rid of them, I haven't got a clue what's going to happen. I mean, I'm trying to get rid of them. I mean, it's not... Failure is not an option.
Things happen. If you're not practical and you don't see a solution straight away, it would be really difficult to keep this place going.
As if on cue, another problem comes up that they could do without on Easter weekend.
The dishwasher's blown up. It's shorted. Everyone knows these if you work in the hospitality industry. You fill up your thing there, shove it on there, close that, push the button, and in my case, pop, the whole chateau shuts down, which is my problem at the moment. So just to prove that, I'm going to switch it on, and it's switched on there. That was the sound of everything shutting down of the whole chateau. So I'm just going to put that back again and have a look at it. Judging by the way that keeps cutting out, I reckon it's some sort of short somewhere, but I'm not sure whether I'm good enough to find it.
And if he doesn't, that means a weekend of washing up by hand for Tim with a house full of guests. Back at Chateau de Humière, Stefan is halfway through the mammoth task of sanding the castle's 200 square metre facade.
The stone is so soft, a little bit like the cliffs of Dover, so it just comes out very clean, very clear, and very white. It's pure chalk. Like if you would take a piece of it, you would be able to draw on the blackboard. But you do get a lot of satisfaction out of these buildings. Of course, once they get neglected for 40 or for 50 years, like this one, then catching up means putting in a lot and a lot and a lot of effort.
While Stefan continues his sanding marathon, Nicole wants to find out more about her wallpaper and knows just the person to ask, my wife, Angel.
Nicole sent me a picture of her wallpaper and it's lovely. She didn't know anything about it and I sent it to a historian who's come back only yesterday with some information, and Nicole knows nothing about it, so I'm really, really excited to show her.
Angel's inviting Nicole to our house to share her findings.
Wow, look at this. It's like driving into a fairy story, literally. I feel like I'm going to be Rapunzel in the tower today. Dying to see the inside.
With a shared passion for chateaux, Nicole and Angel should get on like a house on fire.
I love the symmetry, actually. It's lovely. It's really lovely.
This is the 1,000-year-old medieval fort, Chateau de Bramatorte. Owners Paul Hunter and Alison Ward run parts of it as a B&B. They're renovating the rest in between working away as IT and HR consultants. But they're desperate to run the chateau full-time so they can give up their jobs.
If we've got that running enough, we can just spend the summers doing the weddings and then enjoying the house. And as we get older in life, that would be an absolute bliss to not have to keep packing bags and getting on planes.
Located within sight of the Pyrenees in the Languedoc region of France, they've spent the last 7 weeks here building a wedding terrace and outside kitchen around their pool.
The first wedding of the year is the week after next, so we're working on trying to solve a few problems in the outdoor kitchen.
Tonight they're holding a party to celebrate the kitchen's grand opening.
We've got about 60 people we're expecting, and I've got a list as long as your arm of things I've got to try and finish. Put the electricity in here, get the plumbing finished, put the roof on, tidy up the marquee, put some lighting up, cross our fingers, and hopefully we'll have a nice day for it.
Fortunately, they've got help from family and friends from the UK.
I come from a family of 12, so I've got 9 brothers and sisters. They're all having children as well, and now there's 60 of them.
Last night, Alison's eldest sister, Deborah, tested out their newly completed honeymoon suite.
bed is the most beautiful, comfortable, oldest, most expensive bed I've ever slept in my life. But yeah, so the bathroom is fantastic. I love the bathroom. The shower is magnificent. Do you remember the first shower?
Yeah.
You had to climb up on bricks, didn't you?
Yeah, that was the
and
beginning.
wobble in the shower with the hose pipe.
That's it.
Deborah's been sharing the room with some small feathered friends.
The amazing thing about this chateau is that there was birds nesting. So we put a little door in each of the nest holes with a glass frontage.
How amazing to have a peregrine chicks in your wall.
Back on the terrace, Paul's roped in Alison's brother Dominic.
Yeah, you
get the wire.
For some last-minute electrical work.
You're just thinking how sexy I look in my pyjamas.
Are you concentrating?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
3. Right, I'm just going to turn the electricity on. Let's check they work. Okay.
Meanwhile, in the new outdoor kitchen, Alison's taking charge.
Keep all the glasses up here, but in different types, maybe wine and champagne and that sort of thing.
I know I'm the eldest, but she's the bossiest.
And there's a load of champagne glasses over where the microwave is in the kitchen. How's it going with the...
One more.
Oh, well done, good job.
With everyone pitching in, the party prep is coming together nicely.
Do you think we've got the worst job here?
But just when everything's going well, the heavens open.
The phone's already going with people asking us if we've cancelled, and we've just stopped answering it.
They can only hope the rain will stop to avoid a total washout. Nearly 600 miles north, Chateau de Lys is fully booked for the weekend. But owner Tim still hasn't been able to find the fault in the dishwasher, which keeps shorting the electrics.
It's beyond me. I can't do it.
So, time to call a professional.
Noël, merci beaucoup. C'est ça. Si que j'allais allumer comme ça, tout est coupé.
And after working on it for 1.2 seconds...
Ah, yes. No. No. Up. Le courant, oui. Là. OK. C'est la plaque touche le fil et ça fait disjoncter. C'est tout. C'est tout. C'est tout.
The electricians cracked it.
Formidable. OK, so he's saying that there's a metal plate which is basically joining the earth to the negative, and that's causing it to trip. And that's how easy it is, unless you're an idiot. So we're going to switch it back on again and see if it works. Oh, ça va marcher? Oh. Brilliant. Ah, OK. I feel really stupid, you know. Merci, monsieur. Thank you. Au revoir. Au revoir.
Now they can concentrate on the Easter Sunday celebrations.
OK, well done.
But come the big day, it's not long before Tim's having another kitchen nightmare.
22 bits of bacon we need, is that right?
And is overcome by a huge breakfast order.
Panicking.
This is our place, Chateau de la Motte-Husson, based in the Pays de la Loire. Today, Nicole, a fellow chateau owner, has come here to visit my wife, Angel, and find out about the origins of the wallpaper she discovered in her chateau.
Hello! Angel, hi. Lovely to meet you. You're gorgeous. Mwah. Mwah.
First, though, a little tour.
Do you want to come in, have a drink, and have a little
Thank you
look
so
around?
much. That would be great. I'm dying to.
So this is our humble abode. After you, madame. Thank you.
Gorgeous entrance.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, it's still work in progress.
Lovely hallway.
Come on, let's go and see the salon. I mean, this is the salon. Is that original plans?
How lovely that you've got that.
Yeah. This is my favourite, like, you know, the original little drawing of it and the detail. I mean, it looks beautiful, isn't it?
It almost looks like it's on tissue paper.
Yeah, so it's on tracing paper, so it'd be on the paper that they would have used. So it's like a parchment paper. And when we were given these, me and Dick, we were blown away because it's such a special thing to have, isn't it?
Not long ago, we were where Nicole and her partner Stefan are now with their chateau renovations.
Now, in here, it's really, really playful.
It's like a little mini theatre in a way, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we've got 47 rooms and they all need attention.
Right.
I have to kind of manage my frustrations with wanting everything done continuously. So I'm sure you're in the same boat right now, aren't you?
It's like a living thing, isn't it? You're constantly looking to fill the gap.
Yeah.
Right, now to business.
You know, you sent me a picture of your beautiful wallpaper.
Mm-hmm.
I've got something to show you.
Okay.
So come with me.
When we moved in here, Angel found rolls of old wallpaper in our attic.
Through here.
And she used them to turn one of the turret rooms into her very own wallpaper museum.
This was my labour of love.
I think it is so beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah.
It looks amazing.
I come in here and I always smile. I mean, I love wallpaper. Take a seat. Let's relax.
Can I have a little snooze?
I could have a little snooze right now. This room, every single wallpaper here has been used in the history of the house. I mean, this is how we found it.
Oh, I see.
It was just so well preserved. You can see these have been hand painted.
The colours are so vivid, aren't they? It's like really bright and vivid.
That's the back hallway one.
Isn't that a brilliant combination?
Oh, they're just great. Yeah,
And
the two greens.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So what I'm really interested in is, like, when you did this, did you plan out what you were going to put next to what?
No.
Did you just kind of do it?
You just couldn't. Actually, what ended up happening, as long as there wasn't too much repetition, just everything went everywhere and it worked.
It worked.
Nicole brings out a sample of the wallpaper from her chateau. She emailed Angel a photo of it a few days ago.
Wow, that's gorgeous. I've got wallpaper envy in my pride and joy. It's so beautiful. And orange and teal, I mean, they so work, don't they?
It's very special.
That is absolutely stunning. Now, I've got a bit of a surprise for you because I sent the picture you sent me to a historian.
Great.
And he come back to me yesterday with a little bit of information. Ta-da! Behind the pillow. Dear Angel, looking closely at the design from the photo, it looks like an extremely high-quality printing and well worth conserving. This was applied just prior to Revolution by the doyen of wallpaper makers at the Jean-Baptiste Revellion Paris factory. He surpassed all the other French makers of the time by employing the finest designers and using his own paper mill to supply the best material and use the latest methods.
To know that it's come from these kind of roots is really exciting.
It's about finding these little nuggets in the house and then putting your mark on it.
Angel's got another surprise.
So this is a stencil taken from the wallpaper.
Thank you, that's so brilliant.
Do you like it?
Nice. I love it.
It's handed over, and you down there. There you go. You have been knighted.
Oh, can I come again, please?
Yes.
Nicole can use this to replicate the original design on the old wallpaper and print it on the walls in the tea room.
Brilliant. This is so cool.
I think she likes it.
It's Easter Sunday at Chateau de Lys, and owners Tim and Marguerite are hard at work.
Okay, I think we've got about 230 eggs or something.
Whilst Marguerite hides Easter goodies in the 14-acre gardens for the kids to hunt after breakfast,
I have to be very quiet here, because this is where the kids are sleeping.
Tim is in the kitchen cooking it.
Last one's Easter bunny is done for this year. That's it. I'm gonna get ready for breakfast.
Marguerite joins Tim in the kitchen. They usually offer a continental breakfast, but keen cook Tim will rustle up his famous full English on request.
We get a lot of requests for English breakfast, actually, which is kind of annoying because it's quite difficult to make.
One of the nice things of having a bed and breakfast.
Today we've got 14 people coming in to have 28 fried eggs. That's, what is it, 32 rashers of bacon. These are hash browns, yeah. It's just very simple. It's grated potato. And the secret is to stick them in the pan and leave them alone.
And Tim also loves offering a taste of home. Hot crust buns. Not that Marguerite seems impressed by them.
I think they're a bit boring, to be honest. I think there's loads of great stuff coming from the UK. Hot cross buns, maybe not one of them.
Cover your ears, Tim.
22 bits of bacon we need, is that right?
Have you counted them?
No. I'll just keep going. I think when everyone turns up, it'll be okay, and I'll chuck a few more in.
As the guests start to trickle into the dining room, things are heating up in the kitchen.
So you need 5 English breakfasts.
Yeah. So that's one child, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it all gets a bit much for Tim.
Panicking.
At the opposite end of the country, way down south by the Pyrenees, rain has stopped party preparation dead at Chateau de Bramatort.
I think that's it now. I don't think there's a lot of chance of that blowing over.
So Alison's turned her attention to another project.
So we're looking at the cellars underneath the kitchen. We want to turn these into a really beautiful wine cellar.
But 400 years ago, this space had a darker purpose.
But going through to the end is the oubliette, where prisoners used to be thrown to be forgotten about. But also we're told that further down here, there's actually an entrance to an old escape tunnel that goes under the land to the chateau in the neighbouring valley.
Alison wants to find out if the tunnel legend is true.
So that would be quite interesting to excavate.
So she sent her friends, Ian and Graham, down to see if they can drain away a buildup of water that has accrued in front of what they believe could be the tunnel entrance.
There's a bone yet. Is it? Yeah. Chicken bone or something like that one. Finger bone. Oh, yeah, or finger bone, yeah. That's the last prison. Or something. That could be the top of the doorway.
My God, it's really deep, so it could be a tunnel. God, that goes a long way in.
That's it.
And is that where you can feel the end of it, or does
No,
it go further?
No, it goes further than that.
That must be the tunnel then. It could be a tunnel.
Maybe. But whilst the digging continues to confirm it,
Let's go.
upstairs in the honeymoon suite, the rain has caused another problem for Alison.
I'm coming round.
One of the birds nesting in the wall has got trapped.
There's a nest fallen down the side, maybe.
Yeah, when that storm blew up, it's pushed the door out, and the birds have come out through, and they're lying there.
But we've got the birds back in there.
I know, that's right. I got one. Come on, good girl. Come on. That's it. So much for nature.
And there's more good news outside. The rains have finally let up. So Alison's family are back out doing the final prep for the party.
We're having a domestic now over the bunting and the writing. Too scared to put it up anywhere.
Put one piece across of wood and put the other two inside.
Alison didn't want it inside, to be honest.
I think she wanted it all along the top and all along the top of there.
The top of there, outside it's going.
Yeah.
I made a decision. But if Alison comes along and says she doesn't like up there, then Ian made the decision.
They've now got just 2 hours to get the kitchen up and running, and 60 hungry guests expected.
We can't cancel, so we're just going to push on and get as much done as we can. It's taken a long time just to wire these fridges in.
At Chateau de Humière, owner Stéphane has just 4 weeks to transform this into a fully decorated, refurbished and functioning tea room. He's finished sanding down the outside of the chateau, and now he's repairing the window that will sit above the entrance.
Just tidying it up a little bit here. More than 200 years old, so it will never be a new window, but it doesn't have to be a new window. It can keep the charm of just being old. I think it's ready to put up. Okay, here we go. Kipras, if you can hand me the glass when I'm standing somewhere over here. Yeah, super. Make sure, put in here, right. So try putting it like this. Okay. Yeah. Done. Great, great. It's not a job done, eh? It's coming from a derelict window without any glass and now having a good window. Perfect, eh?
That's one job done, but still hundreds to do. Over at our chateau, his partner Nicole is picking my wife Angel's brains for advice on how to run a tea room.
We're not entirely sure exactly how we're going to do it.
While they chat, Angel is showing her a recipe for a summer drink they could sell.
Smells amazing, don't they? They're amazing.
Do.
A cordial with black currants fresh from our chateau's garden.
And you can just imagine these on your your tarts at your tea room as well.
Having run a tea room of her own, Angel knows exactly what it takes to get Nicole's business off the ground.
Have you thought about what an average cover cost would be?
Nope.
Okay. I guess this is the time when you need to have your plan, your vision, because everything you're doing will be tailored to what the final outcome is.
Yeah.
You know, if you're doing a tea room that's open to the public, you're going to design the room for that.
The only thing is, if you end up working and investing to create something and then you've missed the season.
Nicole's tea room business is focused on making money during the summer months.
You know what? You're still in the mindset of just summer passing trade. I don't think that's your market. You don't want to be the destination place where Mr. and Mrs. Smith turn up and spend 20 quid.
Instead, Angel wants Nicole to think much bigger and think of a year-round business.
Events, special occasions, that happen all year round.
Sure.
You know what I mean? You want to be a destination place that someone's paying $1,000 and you have 20 covers a month and you bring 20 grand in.
Staging events can turn a chateau from a money pit into a pot of gold.
Watch the splatter. Every time you have a customer, they need to pay for something in the chateau to be renovated, OK? If you think about it like that.
Back to the cordial. And after cooling, it's ready for tasting.
Service. I just get
On
a
its
kick out of
way,
saying
ma'am.
that. Dick says it to me all the time. Oh, wow. Now, you will not pour that elegantly without getting it everywhere.
And that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Fab colour.
That's gorgeous, isn't it? Cheers.
Angel has one more piece of advice for Nicole to help her keep track of her finances.
I've got one more little thing to give you. And it's on a serious note. Because whatever you do, you've got to make money out of it. So I want you to have a think. Now, these three here are your costs. You should have a third, which will be your direct costs, a third, which will be your labour. And even if you do it, you need to pay yourself, OK? And then there should be a third, which will be a profit, and that'll go in your pocket. You can go and buy a dress or a sink.
Right. It's always going to be a sink, isn't it?
I know.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Cheers.
We have to stick together, us mad chateau owners. Thank you. You're welcome. Best of luck with everything. Oh, thank you so much. Stay in touch and travel safe. Nicole's just great, a little bit bonkers. And I just wish her all the best, you know. She's working her socks off. Good luck to her and Stefan.
At Chateau de Lys, Tim and Marguerite are reaching boiling point making breakfast.
Can you get me a few little blue plates?
14 full Englishes, plus warm hot cross buns, are giving Tim a breakfast breakdown.
How are your hot cross buns coming on?
Yeah, almost there. Yeah, I'm just going to do this
Okay,
first, because
you do
otherwise
that
I'm doing three things at once.
That's fine.
Because things will go wrong. See, I've just realised I forgot to put the mushrooms on, so...
I think that's the other people coming down now.
OK.
So these ones are all ready to go, yeah?
Yeah, just the mushrooms, they can go.
Tim's managing to keep the wheels on and get the breakfasts out.
I've got 4 more to do, and then it's... The last egg. Yeah! Look at that, breakfast is done. Yes. It's a good feeling, actually. Ha! What time is it? So, I don't know, that's about an hour and a half of breakfast in it, I guess. 14, was it? 14 breakfasts. Great.
Hot cross buns.
Oh, cross buns, yep. Yep.
hard part of the breakfast over, Marguerite hands out the homemade Easter bunnies to the guests' children.
Do you still believe in the Easter bunny? You can choose one for yourself to take home with you. That one, okay.
But what children really want at Easter is chocolate.
Il y a plus de baskets arrivent. Cheers. Chin chin. Happy Easter.
It's been a great weekend, and Tim and Marguerite are in their element.
There's a house on the hill. You just come and do what you feel. One of the best things about chateau life is just the unexpected number of nice people that you meet. So come on up.
For me, the best thing is that every day is different. There's never a dull moment, and I think that we really, really like that.
Enjoy it while you can, Tim and Marguerite, because you still have a lot to do to get your gîtes and that caravan park up and running. At Chateau de Bramatort, it may have stopped raining, but the water around what they think is the tunnel entrance refuses to drain away.
There's no water pipes to go around there. It looks like we're not going to be able to find the tunnel. It's like the water table level is just too high now. So the mystery continues.
Paul and Alison's search for the elusive tunnel has come to an abrupt end.
With it flooding anyway, it's probably not a good idea to try and excavate it any further. We won't do too much more stuff down here just because it's so wet and humid.
With cash tight, locating the legendary tunnels will have to wait until next year. For now, there's the outside kitchen to finish.
Hey, you have water. Check it's not coming out the bottom.
Oh,
No, they're not.
how stupid is that?
Tightened up. That's it.
It's done, and just in the nick of time, as the guests start arriving for the grand opening of Paul and Alison's wedding terrace.
It's good to test it out tonight because we've got the wedding party next month using it for the first time. So this is a bit of a check to see if everything operates
check everything
properly.
works properly.
We're opening the kitchen officially. And merci pour tous les amis qui viennent ici ce soir.
J'espère que vous avez une très bonne soirée. Et je suis très contente pour ouvrir la cuisine.
I'm going to cut the ribbon. Okay, thank you.
Got the kitchen working?
Kitchen is amazing. I'm so pleased to finally have something out here that our guests can go and enjoy and relax and have family and friends. Oh, c'est gentil.
So the new wedding terrace is a hit. Let's hope it's a hit with the wedding guests that arrive here for the first wedding of the season in just 5 weeks' time. I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes.
It's just a shame everyone's in the kitchen. It's like any party, right?
It's a glorious day at Chateau de Humières, and the exterior of the castle isn't looking too bad either.
You're such a bloke, really, aren't you?
Definitely, yes.
Stefan's finished renovating the facade and got Nicole's seal of approval.
Also, Nicole, I cleaned the round window and put in the glass.
It looks brilliant.
Now we have to clean the second floor a little bit more, and some more jointing on the second floor. A few more shutters to be painted.
The moss has come off, and it looks much better without it.
Yeah, big difference now, huh?
It looks really good.
Yeah. Now it just looks cleaner.
Having signed off the outside, Nicole wants to get on with the work on the tea room interior, starting with testing Angel's stencil of her wallpaper design.
Lid on. Forget that. See, I've gone over the edge. That would need repainting anyway.
Wow.
It's just an experiment. Oh, hi, Stefan.
Wow.
Well, you know, this is like work in progress. So I think...
It's great.
You know, at the end result, we don't want to be seeing this outline square. It's quite nice, isn't it? It's lovely. So it works out at 7.
Mm-hmm. Ah, yes.
All the way up. And then that brings the design through into this room as well.
Without using the colours?
Without using the colours, exactly. Actually, it's come out quite nicely, but I'd like to try to see what pastels... Because I think pastels might give more of an effect of what the original wallpaper's like. I don't know. But do you like it?
It's amazing. Cute.
Cute. It's not cute.
It's amazing.
Stefan's on board with the stenciling. But Nicole also needs to sell him on Angel's advice to take their tea room plans up a notch.
Thing is, about running a tea or coffee bar here, the costs that are involved, first of all, we don't know how much traffic we're going to get. Because the chances are we'll be raking in peanuts that won't really even cover our costs. The bottom line is, if we just do a tea room, it's not a good idea. The big message is maybe think bigger. Use the room for other events. It could be courses, it could be conferences.
I think she's right. It's just finding the right usage of this space.
So Stefan seems to like the idea of thinking bigger, but they don't quite know what type of business to go for yet. Either way, they'll need to find a solution for the tricky floor problem.
You'd say like the tea room here.
We haven't decided anything about the floor, actually.
We need to go for a cheap solution first. It's a lot of stress getting it done in time, of course.
But before they get any closer to a decision, they're needed elsewhere. Nicole and Stefan keep 3 goats at the chateau. One of them is heavily pregnant. Or was, by the sound of things.
Oh, look!
Amazing.
Amazing. Oh, it sounds just like a baby. 2 goats being born. It's amazing. All of a sudden, we hear this little sound. And Stefan charged off down here because we know that one of the goats is pregnant and due kind of any minute.
It really must have come out of the womb like 5 minutes ago. I think this one is a ram, but I'm not sure. So sweet, huh?
He's standing up now.
And they're really best with their mama.
I'm just really glad we were here to witness this. I can feel its little heartbeat. That's real life, isn't it? And OK, renovating a chateau is real life too, but sometimes you get caught up in the minutiae of the detail and the costings and the stress of it, and then you have something like that happens and takes you right out of it, which is really nice. Oh.
Next time, for Nicole and Stefan, the stress of getting their chateau ready for an opening party starts to take its toll.
Stefan's been working day and night. I'm slightly worried about him, actually, because he's been working so hard.
To the point of becoming dangerous.
He lost 4 kilos in the last 2 weeks. 4 kilos. It's quite a lot.
Tim's caravan renovation starts to take a step backwards.
A little bit of wood to be cut out and sort of put in again, but... Oops. And the floor. The floor needs replacing as well.
There are pre-nuptial jitters at Paul and Alison's chateau.
Gosh, everyone's sitting down. Not that I'm panicked or anything now. Oh yeah.
And at another chateau, a mother and daughter disagree on how to put on an event.
I would never have done a party like this, personally. Absolutely not. Stephanie, I think you complicate your life. A radish is a radish. You serve the bloomin' radish.
It's great having my mother here, but stress levels have risen because she's never happy with what I'm doing.
I'm Dick Strobridge, and along with my wife Angel and our 2 children, we left the UK for a whole new life in France and bought this magnificent chateau.
We haven't ever regretted what we've done. It is so worth it.
We've gradually been making it into our home, as well as running it as a business.
That's a long way up.
But it turns out we're not alone, as dozens of Brits are doing exactly the same thing.
Sometimes you have to pinch yourself to think, I own that.
In this series, Angel and I will reveal more about our journey as chateau owners.
Quite a lot of scrap here, it's worth money. Might be able to pay you this time.
And guide these daring Brits where we can.
It's a solid old bridge, matey.
As they renovate.
This is looking good, I'm quite happy with this.
Repair.
I've never done this before, so it should be all right.
And struggle to transform these buildings into their homes and businesses.
Go, 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 go. Absolutely magnificent.
This is the glamorous chateau life that everyone thinks I need. Trying to avoid getting my face near the toilets.
This is not the way to make money.
But however hard the going gets, these plucky Brits can always say they're kings and queens of their very own castles.
Cheers. Chin chin.
Today, when I attempt to salvage the children's trampoline from our moat...
Oh, dear.
It's anyone's guess if I actually know what I'm doing.
At this stage, I'm not 100% sure what's going to happen. But with a bit of luck, it'll be in the dark, so nobody will know.
With the roof in desperate need of repair...
It's pretty grim every time it rains. I have to come out with the buckets.
One couple hold an event to bring in some much-needed cash.
55 plus 30. What did you say, 75? Let me just write this down.
But it's easier said than done.
Oops. Trying not to panic now.
One chateau owner struggles to face a big day of work.
Stephanie, oh, come on, darling. You must get up.
But soon gets into the swing of it.
It's not every day we have a digger to play with. Right, ready. It's hard to be gentle with a digger.
And after a couple come to our place to talk about their struggling business...
Come on in, come on in.
Wow, I can't get over this place. Amazing, man.
They leave with their heads full of ideas.
I can really see this being a sort of turning point, you know?
So inspiring.
We've got so many things we could do.
At Chateau de Lys, it's the middle of the summer season for owners Tim and Marguerite.
Well, merci beaucoup.
They run this place as a B&B, but they hardly break even and desperately need to bring in more income.
Our biggest problem is we have undercapacity during the summer, so we have to sort that out, because if we can get that together, then life becomes a lot easier.
Never ones to do things by halves, they've got not one but 2 plans. Situated in a prime location just an hour from Calais, they want to lease their holiday gîte on a co-ownership scheme and develop a caravan park.
I'm making a real pig's ear of this as usual.
Ambitious plans indeed, but Angel and I want to see if there are other things they could do.
So we're nearly there, I think.
Nearly there. Should be around here somewhere.
So we've invited Tim, Marguerite and son Joe to our place in the Pays de la Loire.
Wow.
Wow.
It's amazing. It's really, really cool.
Oh, it's so impressive.
It is absolutely lovely, isn't it?
We can chat about how we do things and maybe give them some inspiration.
Hey!
Lovely to meet you. And make their chateau more efficient and profitable.
Oh, it's nice to meet you.
Come on in, come on in, come on in.
Thanks, guys.
You lead the way, darling.
Wow, I can't get over this place. Amazing, man. Amazing, amazing,
So,
amazing.
after rustling up a light brekkie...
Da-da-da!
Oh, wow.
All right, here we go.
Wow, look at that.
we get down to business.
So why are you doing bed and breakfasts?
Well, that's because
Because we just took over a company that was there, and we're trying to go more for the group accommodation instead of the bed and breakfast, but it takes, you know, time and investment.
It sounds to me like because you've inherited it, you feel a sort of a loyalty. Maybe it's time to say, right, what do you guys want to do? Is it just you, or have you got
it's just
people?
us. We do have our daughter's friends and other people who are floating through.
Volunteers.
But you never stop.
Working smarter, not harder, is the big thing. And we, like you, work our butts off.
Angel thinks they might earn more money turning the chateau into a location for weddings.
I can imagine that it would take a little while to make, say, between 5-10 grand worth of just clear profit from the B&Bs as for one wedding. Do you see what I mean?
Yes.
Yes.
As what we think. The profit margin for us is not that high.
The idea has Marguerite intrigued.
Can I just ask a few practical questions? So how many people can you have for a wedding?
We've got a limit of 80 because that's how many we can fit in the orangery comfortably.
Okay.
It's surprising how many chateaux don't have one individual space big enough.
Yeah, we have it for 100 people.
These guys are hard-working and not afraid to take on a challenge.
I can imagine if you did a wedding, like if the flowers hadn't arrived, you would go down to the florist and buy the flowers yourself, and you can't buy that.
No.
Like you just can't buy that. So I think you're just not tapped into the market yet. And,
no, we think so too.
Because you've got everything.
That's why I have some practical questions still.
Why don't you take Marguerite with you and have a little look around?
Perfect.
Oh, I'd love that.
Shall we?
Yeah, good. Right.
Okay.
You're going to take the girls are going up this way?
I think Angel and Marguerite should talk business. Will I show Tim something that can save some cash if they do decide to start hosting weddings? It's an invention I think he'll love. About 540 miles south of ours is Chateau Saint-Ferréol, a 16th century medieval castle overlooking a small village in the south of France.
Never tire of the views here. It's just too beautiful.
Its proud owners are Brit Sophie, a travel curator, and James MacDonald, a management consultant and author.
James and I met each other 23 years ago in London, and within about 6 months we were living with each other.
So we thought, well, why are we living in London, which is expensive and cold and miserable and crowded and noisy and polluted, when we could live somewhere like this?
They bought this place, located just 25 miles north of the Pyrenees, for just £60,000.
Of course, there's a reason why it was cheap, and that is, it was effectively a ruin.
It was in a total state.
So all we needed to do was civilise one room, which is enough to live in. And then after that, colonise a second room and a third room and a fourth room. And that's exactly what we did. And in fact, that's still what we're doing. We're kind of halfway through colonising the rooms.
James and Sophie's dream is to restore their 30-room home back to its 16th century heyday.
It's a very beautiful, special place. It's never been really, really renovated. So it's kept a lot of its beautiful features unspoiled. They haven't been hidden and broken up.
What remains of the chateau today is essentially one large building and the vestiges of two wings, one on the east and one on the west.
But in the 20 years they've been here, the restoration is only half finished, and unfortunately, they've run out of money.
It's extremely expensive. It's financial suicide. We are completely crazy, and if we'd ever thought about it, we would not have done it.
We've spent an enormous amount of money on it, and it's not going to be possible that we fund the rest of it to completion.
Still, there's a particularly urgent problem James and Sophie need to sort out. The chateau's roof.
Well, this is number one priority because every time water gets in, it rots the wood a bit more. It's pretty grim. Every time it rains, I have to come out with the buckets, make sure the water's not getting through from one layer to the next. And sooner or later, it's going to collapse.
Yeah, real shame. I think in the 70s, this ceiling was probably pristine.
Oh dear, roofs are costly. My number one piece of advice when shopping for a chateau is check out the state of the roof and be prepared for how much you'll need to spend on it.
Trouble is that we really need to replace the whole roof. And replacing the whole roof is a huge expense. So we need to do something in the interim just to stop water getting in. And that's really what we're planning to do now.
It's vital the repairs are done before the winter weather arrives. So Sophie and James have less than 3 months to find some cash and fix it.
Time, flowering time.
So they're going to put on some fundraising events at the chateau. The first today will be a talk given by James.
I'm picking flowers to go in the chateau so that people get some nice colour and odour when they arrive. So we're using these talks and events to build up this particular project, repairing the whole roof.
So we're setting up the chairs for the audience.
The hour-and-a-half-long talk will be on one of James's favourite subjects, 12th century Christianity. Guests will be charged an entrance fee and have the option to pay for lunch.
We've had about 25 people who've confirmed that they're going to come today, but we expect it to be more than that, maybe twice as many as that.
James and Sophie have stationed volunteer helper David outside to greet their guests. The talk is scheduled to start at 10. It's 10:15. No one's arrived. In the heart of rural France lies the 500-year-old Chateau de Lalande. And the current lady of the manor is Stephanie Jarvis from Suffolk.
There's 17 bedrooms. I think we have 13 bathrooms.
Located 200 miles south of Paris, she bought it 12 years ago. But there is still tons of work to do.
I just imagine all the rooms finished. That's my real dream. Everything beautiful, really lovely furniture. It's really never ending.
The reason it's taking so long is simple, as Stephanie's mum, Isabel, who stays here from time to time, can explain.
We can't afford the work. It is so expensive. There are always things to be done. Things need replacing, and we haven't got the money. Simple as that.
Stephanie already runs musical workshops and hires out some of the rooms as a B&B to bring in cash. But it's not enough. So after a successful trial, she's putting on her first singles event in 4 weeks' time.
I'm really hoping that we can make some money with this because the Chateau's got to find constant new ways to pay for itself.
When the guests first arrive, she wants to lay on a relaxed picnic on the lawn in front of the 19th century chapel. But she wants a circle of romantic rose bushes to surround it. So this morning she's hired a digger to help her plant them. Unfortunately, she's still asleep.
Today, Stephanie has got so much on. The digger is only here for one day, so we are in deep trouble. Stephanie, oh, come on, darling. You must get up. You must get up. You have so much to do. And it's a beautiful day. You're going to love it.
What time is it?
You've got the machinery coming at 10:30, and it is nearly 10 o'clock. Your tea is there, darling. I told her the wrong time. It's actually 9:30. Little lie. Very little lie.
Finally awake, she turns her attention to the rose circle she calls her midnight garden.
I'm going to try to make a midnight garden around the chapel so that in the middle of the night it's just white flowers which will reflect the moonlight and we can go and have wine there in summer. That's the plan anyway, but the first step is getting a hedge in, and I can't work out exactly where to put it or how to do that, but that's today's job. And somehow my brilliant organisation, as always, means that I have to do all of this, planning, digging, planting, in a single day.
Stephanie aims to dig a circular trench for 120 plants, but she's never done anything like this before.
And then inside here, I can do the white garden, which will be closed off a bit in the moonlight. But because it's on a slope, the chapel will still be visible from every area of the garden, even if the hedge gets high. Having no idea what can be accomplished with a digger, I have no idea whether we can get this done today. I really don't know. Can a digger dig one hole in a day? Can it dig millions and millions of trenches? I have no idea. We'll find out.
The digger's got to be returned by the end of the day, so she's got her work cut out.
How hard can it be?
Fortunately, her friend James, who's been visiting from London, is on hand to help.
Oh, whoa, this is unbelievable. Oh, look at that!
Load of skill.
Somehow I don't think it's going to look like that when we do it. I'm going to go and put my overalls on, and I'm coming straight back. It's not every day we have a digger to play with. Right, ready.
Stephanie and James use a cable to mark out the line of the trench they're hoping to dig.
It's an oval. We're looking, it's an oval, so there's no point in doing it as a circle.
But they've got to be extremely careful where they dig.
How far out, Steph?
No, to about here, I think. We can start turning here, like that.
Buried somewhere beneath the lawn are 400 metres of geothermal piping to supply the chateau with its heating and hot water.
Well, we have to be careful not to hit the geothermal pipes. We think that they're a little bit off to the side, slightly to the left. In fact, that is pretty much where we're going to be digging.
Striking into the pipes with the digger blade would prove to be a very expensive mistake.
It's hard to be gentle with a digger.
Back at mine at Angel's place in the Pays de la Loire, we're helping fellow chateau owners Tim and Marguerite with some business ideas. Angel's showing Marguerite around the chateau as they talk about our wedding business.
You do all the food.
Well, yeah, Dick mans that and I man the front of house, that sort of thing.
Meanwhile, I've taken Tim and his son Joe outside to show them my pride and joy.
This is an old heating oil container that we found in one of the buildings. It's an old heating oil container, and it's been turned into our pig roaster.
Wow.
I love this bit of kit. It's a cheap and easy way to roast a pig, and our guests love it too.
I did a spit roast last weekend, actually, on this for one of the pigs for a wedding. And I put wood in it at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yes.
Put the pig in at about 10.
Right.
And it burnt for the 6 hours it took to cook it without adding any more wood.
You're not turning it all the time?
No. Maybe once every 20 minutes. We've only got the wheel on the end. Yeah. So you can see the little sort of reflector on it.
Yeah.
What happens is at 12 o'clock, on the hour, it's at the top. Then it's at the 15:15, then 15:30, the 15:15, and sort of 3 or 4 times an hour we come up and we move it around, and we can always tell when it was last turned because there's an indicator on it. On the wheel, €1 in a charity shop.
Yeah, it's a lovely system. It's very, very simple. I love it. I think it's a brilliant idea. Well, it has to be said, the man's a bit of a genius when it comes to this sort of stuff. It's amazing, isn't it? It's so inspiring. Excellent thing. Wow, great.
In the chateau, hopefully Marguerite's feeling inspired with a tour of our wedding suites.
So this is a botanical suite, and it's 1 bathroom, 2 bedrooms.
Compared to Marguerite's 5 B&B rooms and 2 gîtes, we offer just 3 suites for the bride and groom and close guests. The rest of the wedding party stay in the nearby town.
So this is the second room, and you know, it's quite simple in its form, but...
Yeah, very nice.
Our plan was to focus on pampering fewer guests so they have a more decadent stay.
Does the price depend on how many people are there in the party?
Yes, absolutely. So when we say package, it's not a package because every wedding is different. On average, a Friday evening drinks, then it would be the main day of the wedding, and then something afterwards, like a brunchy thing, around £20,000. But that's a real ballpark figure. We could probably charge more, if I'm honest with you, because actually I know that is what you pay in the UK
and now
for
they're
one
getting
day.
With the rooms that Tim and Marguerite have, they could easily offer a similar package.
So this is the honeymoon suite.
Oh, it's lovely.
Here's the bathroom.
Oh,
Take a
very
seat,
nice.
madame.
Oh, it is fantastic. Oh, and the bubbles next to it. Man, my life doesn't get better than this, Angel. I think I have to get married again, actually.
I hope that, you know, your visit has been sort of worthwhile for you coming.
Oh, definitely. It's really inspiring. So it's really nice to see what you do.
You've got to make money and you've got to enjoy it.
If you do work and you don't enjoy it, it's not worth the money, is it?
No, I totally agree with that.
You have to love what you do.
I think Angel and I have really given Marguerite and Tim some food for thought.
Here they are.
Yeah. Amen. Wow, picking flowers for me. Thank you, sweetie. So, how did you guys get on?
Lots of talking.
Oh, yeah, lots of talking.
Yeah, well, that was great. I really enjoyed it. I had a wonderful, wonderful time.
Bye, guys.
Drive carefully.
Bye-bye.
Tim and Marguerite leave with plenty to think about.
That was great, wasn't it?
So inspiring. I
Brilliant.
really have got, you know, a whole new idea of how I would like to set up the company and the changes I would like to make.
We've got so many things we could do, you know, that, yeah, it's quite inspiring.
Yeah.
I can really see this being a sort of turning point, you know.
Back at Chateau Ferriol, Sophie and James's fundraising event, A History Talk, is getting off to a slow start.
We're hoping to raise funds that will pay for the roof.
Visitors can come just for the day and the talk.
If they just want to come in for the day, it's €10. On top of that, they can sign up to have lunch.
Or they can become members of the Friends of Somferiol Association.
So we've got an association that raises money for the chateau, and that money goes directly into the renovation works.
In return for a membership fee, members get a bi-yearly newsletter and get free access to events and an annual party at the chateau.
If they want to become members for the year, it's €25.
Sophie hopes to sign up some new members today. Finally, some potential recruits start to arrive.
Morning.
Good to see you.
And the cash starts to trickle in.
There we are, got it. Great. You're staying for the whole day? Yeah. Great. Thank you.
Got the message.
So that will actually be 30, 45 plus 30.
What did you say, 75?
Let me just write this down.
With arrivals continuing, James's target of 30 paying guests is looking feasible.
So I think we should just about fill the seats.
Meanwhile, Sophie's leading the drive to sign up more members for the association.
So this is yours, Sophie.
Me and James. Yeah.
Lovely.
This is all done with local cedar. So we're very lucky to have all the original raw materials here. And so the way we renovate is that although the forests would have been completely different here in the 16th century, they would have used the local wood. So we're kind of copying the spirit. If you're staying for the talk and for the lunch, it will then be 50, both of you.
That's great. Thank you.
There we are. So I got that. Thank you.
With the seats filled, it's showtime for history buff James.
Well, good morning, everyone. For those who don't know me, I'm James MacDonald. I'm going to be talking this morning about the Cathars.
Whilst the headliner gets underway, Sophie needs to get on with that lunch.
There's a lot to do while the talk is being done. You're always working right up to the last minute. This is the first time, though, that we've made a concerted effort to raise money for a particular project. I do go into a sort of white panic on the day. Et je serai très pressée, Jules, parce que nous avons une conférence dans le château ce matin.
Broadly, the Cathars are enormously powerful in this region by 1200.
The only snag is that James's talk is unscripted, so Sophie and son Guillaume don't know exactly when it's going to finish.
I'm flagellating myself now about not having done this last night. This is the lovely, lovely cheese. Oops. Sorry, Guillaume, you're right. It's a sodding mess. Last-minute drive.
The Cathars were dualists. They believed in two creations, as it were. There's a good one and a bad one.
With James's talk approaching its climax...
I'm afraid I've gone on too long again.
Sophie's worried she's not going to be ready.
Trying not to panic now.
Back at Chateau de la Londe, Stephanie's friend James has made a start in digging the trench for the rose circle in front of her chapel. And he's already feeling the pressure.
I gotta be done with this in 2 hours now. Flight at 7 p.m. in Paris. If I don't get this done in the next 2 hours, she'll be doing the rest of the digging.
They've got to work fast. So while James digs, Stephanie and her mum follow behind with the plants.
We just grab plant, place in hole, put earth over it, water plant. This is about as complex as my gardening skills get.
This is ridiculous in those old slippers, isn't it?
Maybe boots, Mummy?
Yes.
James needs to be careful where he digs, because somewhere close by are the chateau's geothermal pipes.
There are 4 boreholes and a closed circuit, pipes going down into the ground with water, which heats up, comes back, and then heats the house and underfloor heating and radiators.
After an hour, it seems like James has finally got the hang of operating the digger.
I think that's good, actually, to where you are, to where this is.
So, there.
Yeah. I love the fact you can point with a digger now.
But in his rush to get the job done before his flight, he struck something underground.
We've hit the security thing telling us that we're getting close to the pipes, but we didn't even notice that we were hitting it, and we don't know where we hit it, and we hope we haven't hit the pipe underneath.
It's warning mesh, usually laid above important pipes or cables to alert anyone who's digging nearby. It means the digger must have been inches away from the geothermal pipes.
Ah, well, not to worry. We didn't go beyond it.
That was a pretty close shave. And now James has made a sharp exit to the airport. It's Stephanie's turn to get behind the controls.
Years and years of me playing computer games that you complained about. It's all coming together now. World of Warcraft.
I have never played computer game. I don't think I could do the digger. I think it's beyond my finger capabilities.
Stephanie's done so well, she still has one more hour before the digger is collected. So she heads over to the vegetable garden, where she also plans to plant some roses.
Just skim the top.
Yeah, easier said than done.
Yes, I'm sure. Where are you going with it? Just try to skim. It would be interesting to see what a professional would make of that job.
Not bad at all, if you ask me.
I love mini diggers.
The only problem now is the roses Stephanie's bought. She got them cheap in an online deal, and Isabel doesn't think they're up to scratch.
These are very poor qualities. You should have at least have 3 spurs on a rose. But they don't look very perky. Some of them look dead to me. They're very poor specimens. Anyway, we wish them well.
Ideally, the roses should have been planted earlier in the year. So we'll have to wait and see if some will bloom in time for the big singles weekend.
I can't believe we got this done. I'm really pleased, but I'm also really tired. That's it, Mummy.
Yeah.
We're done, we're done, we're done.
Okay.
320 miles away, at Chateau Sophie's rushing to get lunch for 30 on the table before James's historical lecture ends.
Yes, gone. Last known cathar perfect was burned in 1321.
James's talk has gone down a storm.
We just heard the clapping, so they'll be out any second.
Oh, wow. There we are.
Sophie's got lunch served in the nick of time, and James is earning rave reviews.
I thought the talk was marvellous. I thought it put the whole lot of the cathar history in perspective.
That was absolutely fascinating, and it just makes you want to learn more.
The aim of the event is to raise money towards fixing the chateau's roof.
Thank you, everybody, so much for coming, and we're really glad that you've been so enthusiastic and had a great time.
Sophie's making a final pitch for more of the guests to join their association.
If you've become a day member today, you can pay an additional to pay the year membership, which is 15, another 15, it's 25 a year. And then we will make a tour for you very soon and have a guided visit of the chateau, which we give to every member.
And she's successful.
So that's an additional 15.
That's good. I hope you
Thank you. I do, yeah. We had people who signed up for the day membership, and at the end, after the talk, came back and signed up for the full membership.
We joined today because I think it's great to be able to assist people to do this sort of work. It's quite inspiring, and I don't mind assisting at all.
The fact they've taken on the task of renovating it is unbelievable. And I can't even begin to imagine how much it must be costing.
It's so lovely to have met you.
And you. Hope we see you again.
Not everyone signed up.
Thanks very much for coming. Did you enjoy it?
I enjoy seeing the chateau.
Oh, okay. Well, then you must come back for a visit, yeah?
I won't come back. I've seen it.
Oh, you've seen it. Okay. Mind your head.
At other chateaus.
Careful, careful, careful.
But they all had a brilliant time.
Everybody seems to have learned something, and so they've gone off happy.
Bye. Thank you. Bye-bye. Now I'm just ready to collapse. Can't wait to get my feet up. I'm shattered.
The events raised €470 for James and Sophie's roof repair.
So we have a tiny bit more money in the pot.
It's great, but not good enough. The roof repair will cost double that, but they've got another event planned. A history tour.
There's a bit of travelling to get there and fairly remote, so there's walking. It's going to be hard work.
I hope they can raise the funds before the bad weather sets in. Trying to renovate, maintain or run your chateau as a business in France is guaranteed at some point to fall foul of the weather. And during the winter months, weather-related problems increase. At our place in the Pays de la Loire, a winter storm blew the children's trampoline into the moat, and before I had a chance to fish it out, it froze over.
The moat's been frozen for 2 weeks now. The ice is getting thicker. It's ridiculous. It gives me the opportunity to attach some ropes to it, so when it defrosts, I should be able to lift the trampoline out of the moat. That's the theory. Hello, darling.
You gonna help Daddy get it out?
It's a bit heavy for me.
Yeah.
Who should go onto the moat and tie onto the trampoline, Mummy or Daddy?
Daddy.
Me, not Mummy, are you sure? Right.
Luckily, it's just a step over onto the trampoline. I won't risk stepping on the ice. That's dangerous, children.
Dorothy, I need Mummy to get me the green rope.
Do you want me to chuck these to you?
Yeah, hold on.
I feel a bit under pressure here.
The plan is to attach the rope to 4 points on the trampoline and via a pulley to the tow bar in my car.
Whoa!
I feel like we want one of those game shows, so I'm just chucking different challenges at you.
You're getting good at this, aren't you? Ah! This bit here, this side of this one. Are you having fun, Dodie?
No.
No.
Oh. Right, we're going a bit deeper here, which is probably not a good sign.
The ship is sinking.
Careful, Daddy.
Daddy's brave, isn't he?
Yay, back on dry land.
When it defrosts, that's the important part. Yeah, we'll be able to lift it up, but we have to swing it up and over to here. We get our trampoline back. Otherwise, my name will be Dirt with Arthur.
Hopefully it won't be too hard to get it out once the ice has melted.
We'll just grab the rope and bits and pieces and bring them over here.
It's 2 weeks since I attached the ropes to the children's trampoline after it was blown into the moat. The ice has thawed, and today, with the help of my mate Johnny, we're going to pull it out, hopefully.
Just drop it down there. All right. When it was frozen, you'd have loved it, because it was sort of yay thick. It was good.
So it held you?
Cheeky Right, yes, it held me. It did crack, actually. Did it? We have got 4 connections, 4 different points on there. They take about a ton each. They should be strong enough. So I'm thinking if we make an A-frame, we'll see if we can get the A-frame to lift. So instead of just dragging it sideways, it's lifting it up as well.
Are we just bouncing ideas around?
No?
Bouncing ideas.
Don't start. I will slap you.
Come on! That's a good joke.
I'm not sure Johnny's taking this as seriously as he should. We're talking meticulous planning and engineering here.
I have here, in the moat, our trampoline. To get it out, I've attached some ropes to it. But if I was to just pull it over this direction, I'd trash it on the bank. Consequently, it needs to be lifted up in the air. I'm going to put an A-frame. And it's only an A-frame. It's a little A-shaped piece of wood. Here you have little braces in the middle of it. And a pulley. That goes there like that. Okay. I'm going to attach a rope to the straps I've attached. It's going to come from here, and it's going to go down. And over on this side, it's going to be attached to the tow hook of the car. if I get this right, it'll be lifted up as it comes up. This is where the trampoline will end up, because this will now be moved up to this position. What could possibly go wrong?
So let's put the theory into practice. First, we need to pull the A-frame up, which in turn lifts the trampoline up.
Right, go to the van. Go to the van, Johnny. Okay. Go to the van. Right.
Let's go forward, Johnny. Forward, slowly. Forward, slowly. Forward. 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 Stop!
Success! Now we need to pull the trampoline in with the other rope through the pulley.
Get the brakes on, Johnny.
Right. What we want is another car.
But as I try to fix the rope to another vehicle,
Oh, dear.
I accidentally drop it.
That's a bummer.
What a numpty. Back in Picardy, it's been 3 weeks since Tim and Marguerite visited Angel and I, and there's change afoot. They've made some bold decisions about their business.
Big and Angel was their idea, wasn't it? They said we should do this.
They gave us the push.
Yeah. So we've decided to totally change the way that we do things.
Up until now, for the last 4 years when we've been here, we've always had, in a way, 3 separate companies. We do the rooms, we do the self-catering units, and we do other parties, and that costs a lot of energy. And in a way, after talking to Angel, I realized it would be better to just try and focus on one thing, to do the weddings, or to specialize in the weddings. And the idea is to offer a full package, but it will be totally customized.
They've certainly got a great venue here.
Anything is possible. We've got the outside space, we've got the indoor space, so if people have this image of how they want it to look, to try and create that for them, I'm really, really looking forward to that.
Absolutely, yeah.
As long as they've got their business head screwed on and watch the pennies, there's every chance it will be a great success.
From an economic point of view, I mean, this is ideal for us because in one weekend, we can do as much money then as we could do probably in 2 weekends we're doing at the moment, and it's a lot more fun.
But they're not making a totally clean break.
I think what's going to happen is there's going to be some sort of transition period where we carry on with our business as is, and we can incorporate weddings whenever we've got 3 days.
And they still hope to lease their gîtes on the co-ownership scheme.
There is a chance, of course, there could be this symbiosis where the weddings, people come and they have their wedding and they get this like emotional attachment to the place and they might want to buy a bit of it. I mean, why not? It's a great thing to do. I mean, there is reason for cautious optimism.
Anything's possible, although they are saying goodbye to the caravan park.
Because we are going to focus on the weddings and setting that totally up means that the whole plan that we had of changing this bit of our forest into a caravan park has totally gone out of the window. Although we're still doing up the caravan, we're actually just doing it for us now.
Yeah, and we'll let friends stay in it and stuff, you know.
Yeah, and we'll be using it ourselves, and we're just very happy with it.
Yeah, it's going to be great, to be honest. A little hideaway in the woods, isn't it, I guess?
Yeah.
Sounds like they've got it all figured out. And in the week since they've been to our place, they've wasted no time.
Got, I think, 6 weddings on the books at the moment.
Good work, guys. So today, Tim is making a start on getting the place fit for a bride and groom. And he has an idea for the remains of a large tree that was damaged in a storm a while back.
My mate, he suggested to me that we could use this as a wedding seat. And actually, he's onto something there, you know, a bit of ivy. There's not much work to do here. You could just, you've got a nice little bower to sort of sit underneath, and you've got the chateau in the background. That would be a great photo moment, would it not? And I've just got to convince my wife of that. It is absolutely gorgeous in the summer. There's all these red flowers come out, and it's 3 branches, and I'm going to try and cut away 2 of them and leave one to grow up, and I hope it's going to survive.
So, it's looking very different, Tim.
Aha. Yeah, what do you think?
It's not a tree anymore, let's face it.
I quite like it. We have got an incredible photo opportunity there, especially when it's in bloom. Because it is a lovely thing.
That would look lovely.
Yeah.
I do have to say...
And if I was getting married and I sat on that tree with the shadow in the background, that would be a great wedding photo.
Yeah.
Marguerite isn't totally convinced.
I think the whole thing is
Yeah.
really nice for photographs.
Yes.
But
It's not a tree, is it?
It's not a tree. For the rest, it's
Yeah.
just a weird thing in the middle of our lawn.
I quite like it, actually. I quite like things not being, you know...
Tim is very sentimental. He can never get rid of things.
No.
So he will defend...
That's why you're still here.
Exactly. He will defend that tree till it totally falls apart.
One thing's for sure, they need to get a move on, because there's plenty to do to get their new wedding business up and running, including the photos for their new website.
So before the photographer comes,
Yeah.
half July, you need to get
Yeah.
rid of that willow. I'm sorry.
We'll see how their plan goes next time. About 200 miles southwest of Tim and Marguerite, at our place, we're repairing the A-frame after it collapsed while we were trying to recover the trampoline.
It fell quite hard. One of the bits of wood cracked.
I can't let the children down, though. I've got to get this out today whilst Johnny's here to help.
So we're doing a splint. When that's splinted up, we've got it almost right. We've got it so it comes out of the moat. We just haven't got it out of the moat completely. So to do that, we are going for a two-car system. The van's going to, when we get it upright, the van is then going to be used to bring the A-frame up. I'm then going to put my car with a tow hook to put onto the rope pulling the pulley. And between the two of us, at this stage, I'm not 100% sure what's going to happen. But with a bit of luck, it'll be in the dark, so nobody will know. Come back. OK, let's try that. Pull it this way.
OK, good.
Drive.
Drive.
All right, keep going forward. 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 Steady, steady, steady. Forward. Stop. OK, Johnny, you're the anchor. Hello, family. Let's see what happens. Do it.
Go, go, go. Almost, almost. Almost, Nicky.
Got it! Hope my children appreciate the nightmare we went through rescuing their trampoline.
So this is what we do, is we just leave everything where it is. No wind forecast for tonight. Let's get a beer. I think, is there ever beer for that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Next time, with winter and bad weather approaching...
And there are leaks there.
James and Sophie are on a race against time to fix their roof.
There's no question this work has to be done.
But their attempt to raise the funds to pay for it faces bad weather of its own.
So now it really is over. There's no point carrying on.
Tim and Marguerite embark on a new business plan at their chateau.
Should have done this years ago. We just never figured out how to.
And as Stephanie prepares to put on a weekend of fun and games...
Do you think that looks appetising for the ice cream?
things don't go to plan.
Catastrophe has struck. One of the girls didn't make it onto the aeroplane.